the funds from basically ISM 1.0 have been fully utilized, right? And MITI has held briefings that ISM 2.0 is in the works. Any suggestions for the government as to what the vision for ISM 2.0 should look like?
Yeah, like I said, earmark, ensure that the manufacturing to fabless ratio that is not overtly skewed in favor of manufacturing, right? That ratio should at least be improved. So, which means we should, I mean, if you earmark over a billion or two, I think that's already done with the RDI fund to an extent, right? RDI
Mm,
covers a lot of other things, but also semiconductors is one of the, is one of the sectors that is prominently going to get funded by the RDI fund. So that probably you should earmark more money for the fabless companies. And also, while patient capital is required, the other missing element in the ecosystem is a buyer, right? I would say I would call him a godfather buyer, or who's willing to see when you as a startup, when you build a chip, nothing is perfect, right? There are
mm,
70-80% ready. So you should have a customer who's willing to be patient enough to pull that product out of you. And in our
mm.
case, we had ISRO who did a lot of help to ensure that the product actually matures, works, and so you need also that benevolent customer, not godfather. I would say benevolent, first user of the product. So those
Like
are
very similar to like purchase guarantees. Like would you
sorry,
say
they
like
need to be enabled by the government. Yeah,
right, like purchase guarantees, right? Like in America,
purchase guarantee.
there was
Absolutely.
a very interesting deal where America like the Department of Defense in America invested in MP Materials, a rare earth mining firm. And a
Right.
part of that deal was that the American government would, on a regular basis, purchase permanent magnets from MP Materials just to make sure that cash flow keeps on flowing to the company, even because commodity pricing are extremely volatile.
Absolutely. Yes, you're right. In India, we have most government procurements, technology procurements is NCNC, right? No commitment, no cost. So you have to do
Mm.
everything and then they will buy. The earlier one was, even now it is prevalent. In the US, it's called QSQT, unlimited quantity, unlimited time or something like that, where there are some, like you rightly said, guarantees that you'll have a customer when you are ready with the technology.
Right. So just a transaction, I actually, because we spoke about the US briefly. So a transaction like I wanted to get your thoughts on was the one between the US government and Intel, where the USG picked up a pretty sizable stake, I think about 10% stake in Intel. What do you make of that transaction?
I don't know. It's the times that we are living in. I think it's good and bad, right? There are pros and cons of government taking equity and pushing stuff. Uh, Frankly, I mean that's the China model, right? More or less, and
Hmm.
well, the government backs stuff up. But there are pros and cons. It's not that it's one way or the other. I don't know. Then if the government takes equity in India, I mean, if you're projecting it to India, then you technically become a public sector company, right? To an extent, you become a public
Right.
sector company.